each and every day at 8 a.m. and we're simultaneously broadcasting this on Facebook Live and on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Every subscription we get just helps us get this message out further. So what are we going to talk about today, gang? You know, that's your decision. I'll give you an idea and then we'll go from there. How's that? The thing that I was listening to the song, Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, one of my favorite songs. My favorite song, definitely by Metallica. And the thing that came to me is the only thing that matters to us is what we decide that matters to us. We put importance on things. So if we're feeling stressed, if we're feeling happy, if we're feeling anything, it's because we've determined that whatever that is matters to us. That couldn't be more clearly evident during the political season that we just finished up, or maybe we haven't finished it for all that matter. But a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on this really matters. Other people put emphasis on this really matters. And based on where they put that emphasis, guess what? They had their experience. I didn't put a lot of emphasis on it. I'll be honest with you. I looked at the candidates. I made the decision. What do I think would be best for the best majority of the people of the United States? And then I voted. And then I forgot about it because no more control. I decided that once I did my vote, nothing else mattered. Now, here's the key thing. We get to decide what matters most to us. But there's a flip side to that coin. And the flip side to that coin is everybody else gets to decide what matters for them. And we can't make that decision for them as much as we would like to. I know you're out there. I know you want to say, hey, you should care because I believe this matters. Your opinion's only valuable to you. You get that? It has no value to anyone else. That sucks, doesn't it? But it's the way of life. That's what we call freedom. Freedom to put the perception behind anything we choose and to have the experience of what we perceive, what we put our perception behind. That's a fascinating topic because we want to say everyone needs to really fit into this mold. Everyone needs to be a part of this. Everyone needs to do this. In other words, we have been domesticated from the time we were born to believing a certain way, acting a certain way, and doing all of that. But then we go into our life and everyone we come in contact with, we want to domesticate them to believe what we believe. Isn't it fascinating? We don't want to be domesticated, but we want to domesticate our partner, our children, our parents, our friends. We want to domesticate them to thinking like we think. Wow. We just don't have a clue, do we? And here's the interesting thing. The more we try to domesticate people, the more we push them away from us. Do you want to be around people who are trying to change you? F no. No way in hell do you want to be around people that are trying to change you. You want to be around people who want to give you freedom to be you. I know that. There's nothing more important. There's no higher value that any human being has than the ability to desire to be fully free to experience and express life as they are. Now, keep in mind, we may have suppressed the desire for freedom because we have been so domesticated. You get that? Yeah, our domestication that's happened through us, through whatever age you are out there, we've been domesticated by our parents, by society, by the television, by the news media, by social media. You want to talk about domestication? Holy crap. That's why I come on here and every day I do things like ask questions. I'm not trying to give you answers. I want to give you questions so that you can come up with your own answers so that you can break the domestication and be free. What's in it for me? That's the question. People say, well, Lee, what's in it for you? I love to talk about this. I love to talk about this. Keshev, I didn't get an email, so I don't know. I have not read anything. I'll just share that with you. Um, Scarlett says social media has made it so much worse. Everyone wanting to push their opinions on everyone, and intolerance is unbelievable. Yeah. I think there's good and bad with social media. Look at the good. Without social media, I wouldn't be talking to you. You wouldn't be listening to me. So again, it's where's your perception? Where are you putting your focus? What social media things are you looking at? Are you looking at things that expand you? Or are you looking at things that support the current view that you've got? And you see, that's what artificial intelligence is doing. It's channeling all the stuff that you like towards you, so you think that that's really the truth. It's like building, it's really a domesticating process, isn't it? But the key thing to not be domesticating is what? Ask questions. And wait a second, here's something. Ask questions about everything you believe every day. Whoa. Ask questions about everything you believe. A belief may be good for you one day, but it may not be good the next day. It may not serve you the next day. And remember this, gang. A belief is simply your thoughts, words, actions, and feelings that you've aligned toward a specific result that you've held persistently and consistently, either consciously or unconsciously. And you get to choose, because there's no belief that's true. Every belief is an opinion that you've adopted to be your truth. How long does it take to shift my propensity to see the negative? Woo! It depends on how hard you work at it. See, there is really no negative and there is no positive. It's your interpretation of what's happening. The key thing is, the question I would ask, Heather, is how do you become more adept, more aware to see the balance that is always present in life? That's really the work. How do you see the balance that is always present in life? And people would say, well, Lee, there's not balance. Oh, yes, there is. The universe would self-destruct if there wasn't balance. Your body would self-destruct if there wasn't balance. When there's not balance in your body, guess what happens? Dis-ease. When your body's in balance, or what medical profession calls it, is what? Homeostasis. In homeostasis, your body can fight off anything. The problem is that we have gone into stress. Stress does what? Weakens our immune system, takes us out of balance. When we're out of balance, that which is already within us, these viruses, these bacteria, this fungus, and all this other stuff, they can make their way known in. So if we bring ourselves back into balance, we have an immune system. We have a pharmacy within us that can fix anything. And guess what? The pharmacy in us, there are no side effects to that drug. However, when you're putting in all these drugs made by the pharmaceuticals, while they do help at times, okay? While they do help at times, they're all, what are they made of? Petrochemicals. You're putting petrochemicals into your body. Heather says, I'm stressed all the time. Heather, do you know what stress is? Talked about this, I think, yesterday. Not sure. I know I've talked about it a lot, probably when I'm teaching my classes that I've been doing. Stress is simply this: our inability to adjust to change. Our inability to adjust to change is the reason we're feeling stressed. So if you're feeling stressed, you got to ask, what change am I resisting? How am I fighting against something? And here's a key thing, gang. This is really a key thing. Guess what? Change is happening faster than ever. And if you think change is going to slow down, you're nuts. Change is just going to continue to go faster and faster and faster. And the key thing is, can you be one who adjusts to it? Can you be the one who flows with the change, who sort of glides and moves? It's like being on a wave on a surfboard. You're gently moving back and forth, back and forth. You're adapting to how the wave is moving. That's the same thing in relationships. Are you moving with the relationship? Do you understand what another person's available to hear? What a person wants to talk about? Are you pushing your own agenda, which doesn't matter to them? Stress. Relationship stress is because you're trying to convince the other person of something they don't want to be convinced of. Just saying it. Always learning, always experiencing. Lori's dead on with that. Always dead on with that. We're always going to be experiencing new stuff. And from the new stuff, we can reclaim our power. What is our power? How we choose to look at it, to see the balance, to have the experience. Here's what I think about life. The whole thing, a purpose of life is to become more aware, to experience more of life and not be attached to it. The problem we've been domesticated into believing is that we have to be attached to what our partner does, to what the government does, to what the businesses do. No, we don't have to be attached. It's a choice whether we're attached to it or not. Now, probably one of the hardest things in the whole world is not be attached. Because why? Because we've got an ego, and our ego loves to attach onto things. Come here, let me hold on to you. Come here, let me hold on. And let me bring you into the present moment. And let me hold you into the present moment, even though you're fighting like hell against it. And guess what? You get stressed beyond belief. Your body breaks down. You get ill. Let go of the past. That's freedom. I think that's my talk series in the month of March is on freedom. Isn't that a cool talk series? I know. I came up with it yesterday. So I got that going on. But this Sunday, I'm going to be talking about the last one in my series on the book of love, and it's how to love life. I do that talk at 10:30 on Sundays live here on Facebook and on YouTube. Hey, you YouTubers out there, are you all subscribed? Because if you're watching me and you're not subscribed, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. We're like within 50 of hitting 9,000 subscribers. Every 1,000 for me is a milestone, and I want to do it. So if you haven't hit that button, please do. And if you're out there right now, hit that like button. Pop that like button all over the place. Facebook and YouTube, they like when those comments keep coming in. Some of you are out there watching and you're so damn silent. Check in. Get involved. Engage. Life is about engagement. Do you get that? It's not about standing on the sideline and watching. It's about you're in a body with an ego and you're here to fully experience life. And when you're taking that last breath, the thing you want to do, you want to be able to say, I live my life to the fullest. So I'm going to tell you this because we've gone on longer than I normally do. But I see I've got a good audience out there today, a good community out there. So I'm going to say this to you. I accept you and I love you just like you are. So go be your most perfect you and create your most perfect day. Until tomorrow, it's all about you, baby. Aloha.